Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I'm halfway through, just a little over halfway through my adventure here so far on the breakaway. And I have so many mixed feelings. So this is my first Norwegian cruise since 2019 when I was on the Encore the last time. And I really enjoyed myself. I thought everything was running well. And I have some thoughts on this cruise. Now, as we all know, a lot of things have changed since 2019. The company has gone in a different direction for a lot of the things. First of all, they kept their prices high. Second of all, they laid off shoreside staff at some of the cruise ports and destinations. They reduced now to one cleaning service a day, changed staffing salaries. They've increased the gratuities twice in the last year. They're cut back on some entertainment. For instance, Kinky Boots is gone. And raised prices on other things, like the drink packages and the Wi-Fi and things like that. So, all that out of the way, what has changed? What do I still like? And what don't I like so far on my Norwegian cruise line? Well, first of all, they're one of the few cruise lines that have gone back to the old in-person muster drill. And let me just say, no. Right now, whether you admit it or not, there is still a bit of a, case out there that COVID is out there. So squeezing 700 people into the dining room for a half hour to 40 minutes is like, why are we doing that? Why are we going to that right now? Not to mention it now takes, instead of 5 minutes to get done, it's now taking 40 minutes to get done. And if you saw my buddy Tony's review, he's like, some of them were literally telling people to be quiet while nothing was happening. There was no speakers going on. There was no announcements going on. There was no nothing going on. And they're shushing people or telling people to get off their phones. No, it's not necessary. It was dumb. Let's just put it that way. It was dumb. And I think the decision to go back to the in-person muster drill is a dumb decision. And it's something that might come back to haunt them. Because one thing won't stop you from cruising. But a few things might stop you from cruising. So let's get some of the negative stuff out of the way so I can get into some positive things that I've noticed so far. Negative thing, so for instance, here's one thing. If you go to gamble, normally you could just take your card, you put it in, you punch in your code, your birth date or something, and you transfer money from your stateroom to, onto the cards, into the machine, so you gamble. That's normally how it's done. Well, Norwegian does it a simple other way. It's basically the same way, except they charge you 3% to do it. So before you even start gambling, you're losing 3% of your money. So $100 is $3, $200 it's $6, etc., etc., etc. Why are you charging us to use and gamble in your casino? Makes no sense to me at all. So yeah, was not a fan of that. Also, I have the drink package, right? I got the free at sea, I got the drink package, so I would like to have, when I drink my soda, even not like a drink, I just want a soda, but I would like to have it in the can. And I asked for a soda in the can. And they say, we have to charge you for it. I can only get fountain soda. I can't get canned soda. Well, you better start putting that in your advertisement. You better start telling us that canned soda is not included. Because I like to sometimes take a drink and then walk around with it And it's much easier to have that can that you can just toss out than it is to walk around with a glass and then try and find a place that you're not just leaving it in a hallway someplace, or leaving it in a bar, or leaving it on the floor in the theater. You can just bring it to back to your room, put it in the garbage. So, no. Again, it just seems like you're nickel and diming me. I bought the drink package. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars. You can give me a damn can of pop without charging me another $5 for it. It drove me nuts. So, as you can see by what I'm saying, like, it seems like they're making things inconvenient for people. And I don't know what it is. I don't know the logic behind it. I know the logic. They want to make more money. They want to nickel, 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 dime, dime, dime you. But it's turning people off. It turned me off. Paying just to gamble turned me off. Not being able to get a can of pop without them trying to charge me $5 for it when I have the drink package turned me off. The in-person muster drill turned me off. So, will I still cruise Norwegian? Well, before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button so you can find out all these different things that you might have known about, like having to pay to gamble on Norwegian, or having to pay for a can of pop when you have the drink package anyway. Just hit the subscribe button. You can find out all these things and keep up to date with everything going on in cruising. I'll try and keep you as entertained as possible and try not to lose my temper very often. And it really does help the channel out, and I really do appreciate it. Okay. What has been good so far? Well, I have heard some people complain here and there about some of the specialty restaurants. But in my case, so far I've had 2 specialty restaurants. They've both been good. Both been excellent. I've eaten in the main dining. It was excellent. I've eaten in buffet. It was excellent. I've eaten in O'Shanahan's, which is their 24-hour restaurant. You can get breakfast, you can get snack food like fish and chips and things like that. It was excellent. And I've even had the room service, and it was excellent. Now, I was about to complain about room service because the first night, it took me 45 minutes to get them to answer the phone. It kept going for about 5 minutes, and then it would disconnect. And I'd have to call back. And then it would disconnect after another 5 minutes. It took 45 minutes to get through to somebody, but then it only took about 15 minutes to actually get my food. And the food was good. And then the next night when I called back just to test it again, I wasn't really even hungry, but I wanted to test it. They picked up right away. So it was probably just the first night, not sure, but remember, they also charge you a service for room service, so it's about $11 with tax, 11 something with tax. So, but the food so far on board has been good. The entertainment on board, I've been to the theater now, and I saw Burn the Floor. Excellent, excellent show. I went back and saw it again the second night, so I must have enjoyed it. It was a really, really good show, and I'm told 6 is even better. So I am going to give a thumbs up to the entertainment on board. I really have enjoyed that. I participated in some of the game shows, the Deal or No Deal game show, and I've gone and seen some of the live performances of the singers. People were raving about the magician they had on board and the singer they had on board last night in the theater as well. So that stuff I really like. Like Royal Caribbean though, I do not like having to make a reservation. I like just being able to go stand in line early and get in. The whole reservation system to me, it just too much of a chance not to be able to do what you want to do on the ship. But I understand they're not the only ones who do it. But I'm not a fan of that. I like first come, first serve. Okay. Anything else? The staff on board have been very nice to me. I'll say that much. They've been really, really nice to me. But I do notice that there's not as many big smiles. I'm not seeing the big friendly smile everywhere I go. When I was on Holland America, when I was on Princess, when I was on Royal Caribbean, the last 3 cruises I did, walking down the corridor, hi, how are you? Hi, good morning, good morning, good morning. And walking through the corridors, if I'd run into somebody standing outside of a restaurant, they're all big smiles and how are you? And while some people are doing that on the ship, a lot aren't. It's almost as if they're tired and overworked. And I don't know if that's the case. It just seems and feels that way. I'm so generally used to the staff, even if they're putting on a front, they're putting on big smiles and looking like they're having a good time and super polite and friendly all the time. And I see people walking around getting drinks and things like that and they just don't look excited to be there. I know it's your job, I know that, but when the other lines give an impression that they're happy to be there, and I'm not seeing that on this ship at the moment anyway. And I'm wondering if it's some of the changes that they've been making. Are they asking too much from their staff now? Are they asking them to work much longer hours, etc., etc.? And I don't know. It's just and more stations, not just longer hour. You know, okay, they're still working the same amount of hours, but instead of having 18 cabins to clean, now you have 22 cabins to clean. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Would I sail with Norwegian again? Yes. Yes, I would. Would I come to here if there were certain things I wanted to do? First of all, if I was going to gamble, I'd bring cash so I could load the machine with cash so I don't get charged 3% every time I want to do anything. I would bring my own soda onto the cruise ship ahead of time so I don't get charged $5 a can for soda. And I would begrudgingly go to the muster drill because you have no choice. But I generally hope that things turn around for the staff on board because they really, a lot of them just don't seem real happy to be here. And that is a crying shame. It really, really is. So let me know what your guys' experience have been. Like, the shows have been phenomenal. Food has been really good. It's the other things that just jab at you sometimes, and those jabbing can make you decide yes or no on whether or not you're going to book a cruise line. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.